Yeah.
All right. Today's topic, I introduced it a little bit already. It's about development, social media outreach. My name is Matt Krupa. I'm a social marketing expert for Facebook and a social media and performance marketing manager. So the differences is, of course, when I'm a marketing expert for Facebook, I educate about the products of Facebook and where are the advantages, and I analyzing from different companies' data to help them to save money basically and to increase their return on ad spend. As a social media manager, the difference, my tasks are different because as a social media manager, I have more I need to create more creatives. I do every day social contents like for stories for my Facebook, Instagram feed. And then I do this on a daily basis, and I try to generate as many followers without spending any money. This is very important to understand. So the social media, it's more to create a brand or a brand identity. The performance marketing is always with money. So someone is giving you money and you need to get a higher return on it, right? You need to double the investment costs. So this is just what I'm doing. And I do this right now professional for 2.5 years. And for me, this is a dream job. So here you see on this slide a little bit how we, when you have a business or you have a product, what we need to do as a marketing expert is how we positioning the product first. So everyone who predicts his product and his audience, these guys are the winners on Facebook and social media, or in marketing general social media wise, because when you know what the value of your product is, you know how much money you will spend on it, and how will be the engagement on the other side from your audience. Later on, we will see a little bit more how it is from the technical perspective, and of course, we will guide clients to structure their budget. So most of the time they are spending in the first run way too much money. They never testing, they never see where their value is, and they don't give their product the time to see trends and how to hop on them to save money. And most of the time they don't really know in the stage where they are what their KPIs are. They have really no understanding, and we are here to help them to create a roadmap and show them, okay, on which stage on the roadmap, what are our major KPIs and what are the expectation. I give you an example later on, and we make a, maybe not, but I was to plan that we brainstorm a little bit and that you think yourself about certain situations, but today we will skip it a little bit. And of course, it's a lot of analyzing data. So you categorize products through different genders, ages, and even consuming behavior, like how long were people watching kind of content, how many people were clicking on certain things, and then we measure attribution windows crossover platforms. And this is a never-ending learning, because you will see it today as well. Facebook needs to change the entire backend because of changes from Apple, which is very important, because when you think of the Google or Apple Play Store, and you want to download a game, you need to do this on their on their platform, and they make some data policy restrictions, and we all need to adjust, because right now for us everything will change, and I will later on will tell you a little bit more about this in detail. But this is actually what we are doing as a marketing expert, for instance, for Facebook. So so here is my example for today, because let's say the perfect situation would be that you have a product that no one has, and the first thing that people think is there is no competition because my product is so unique. I heard this so many times, but when there's money involved and there is a market, there's always competition, because you always fight about market shares. So that's the first thing. The second one is, even though that you say, okay, I solve a problem, but even though that you solve a problem, that doesn't necessarily mean that the people know what kind of problem you are solving. So that needs to be educated first, right? And then you need to change behavior of people. And this is a long process that you need to work on. And people are different. There are people they are changing all the time different things, but there are people, they are sticking to their routines. And to break them out of them and to re-educate them, this is a very tough challenge. And of course, when you get market shares with really innovation, so that people trust you inside of the industry and outside, you need to create alliances. This is very important, because otherwise you don't have the muscle to pull it off. Even though that you are the most richest and famous person, when you don't have an alliance with key cooperation partners, you cannot disrupt the market by yourself. It's absolutely impossible. So is there a way to succeed without money? All right, so that is a fair question. So and I taught this when I show my presentation. So of course, when we are in the desert with nothing, right, just absolutely no internet, no smartphone, absolutely nothing, okay, then we have absolutely no chance to get into market. It's how should, but let's assume that we have a roof over our heads, we have internet, and we have a smartphone. So when you have these three things, you have a chance. In these days, most of the time, many businesses are showing it that they connecting their businesses with themselves to gain trust, and especially through social media, to have the chance, organic wise, to get in touch with people, right? And of course, this is limited. But I can tell you that I have a couple of Instagram pages. I spend zero money, and there are topics that people are interested in, and both of or all of my pages have more than 1.5 million followers, and I spend absolutely no money. So that means when you do you have money for making creative videos, for instance, then this part is beating money. But when a big company comes and put all the money inside, and maybe they don't have such a great content strategy, and they don't have a connection to their audiences, of course they can get a break even. But when you have a setup how to create videos that people engage with, then you can get lots of followers just by creative content. That this is possible. So, but when you want to spend money to boost your business, then we have always the Facebook auction principle. So there are three levels that you need to factor, that you need to be aware of. One is the budget. What is here advertiser bid? This is where you have relevance on, because when you maintain more budget, you can put it on Facebook, and of course you will win on that level a lot of auction. But this is just one of three. When you don't have any relevance and the algorithm in the middle, you have absolutely no influence on that. This is what we call here estimated action rates or estimated bid per rate. This algorithm is protecting the platform. So the main focus for Facebook is that the people have a great user experience on Facebook. So when the algorithm sees here's a guy with big money, but he is absolutely no one who is interested in this content, this will happen. so it's not balanced here, right? So the money here is really crushing everything, and the relevance is flying up in the air. So when you have this situation, this is a disaster, right? But we can And this is what is interesting for you today, is how we can hear the algorithm. How can we favor the algorithm that this brick will, or this stone will help us to balance this situation out. And therefore we need datas. So, and to create datas, we need to help the algorithm to find better our clients. And also, just from a technical perspective, we need to optimize. Let's say we have an online web shop, or we have an app. We need to optimize on conversions or app installations. And when you don't have implemented the Facebook pixel or an SDK card, you cannot do that. Hang on, I just skip this here for here's the thing with the Facebook pixel. So that means that you have a tracking code on the website, and with this tracking code you will be able, and this is looking like this, to optimize on purchase, add to cart, or view content. So you can see where your audiences are interested in right now, and then you see here behind normally lots of numbers, how many people were visiting your website, and so on. And then you can optimize on certain standard events, and this is what we call in a marketing funnel. So that means we have a lot of people from the top, and we need to funnel them down until they purchase something from us. And this is what you can do on online shops, to bring someone putting something into the basket, to see some products that they like, or of course to purchase. And the algorithm to optimize on purchases, what everyone's goal is, right? You have an online shop, you have lots of products, what you want is your money back from every marketing budget that you put inside, obviously. And to help the algorithm to do so, therefore we need conversions, and therefore we need the Facebook pixel. Without, you can just optimize on clicks. And the difference between a click and a conversion, the success rate is 150%. So this is the reason why we need Facebook pixel, or for app installations, the SDK card. SDK stands for Software Development Kit. We have different development kits. So you need it for iOS, you need it for Android. You can also have it like a desktop JavaScript version. You can Google it. There are a lot of developer pages from Facebook available in the internet. You can see all the codings there. Absolutely no problem to find it. But you need, when you develop an app, you need to have it on the roadmap, that you need to put the app installation, the SDK, to optimize on app installations, and you need it for different different providers like Android or iOS, because in Ads Manager you can optimize to find just iOS users and Android users. You can even optimize on numbers from the phones. So it goes very deep, but this is something that is right now a little bit restricted, so that we can just use one standard event for app installations. But for app installations, there is just one key major. So you have two opportunities. It's not a big harm from my perspective, because you optimize on app installations, and when people don't understand the product, you have also a video to educate about the app. So, and then you create from the videos a custom audience. So you capture the guys who've seen the video, and then you put them into app installations. So from that standpoint, or just from my experience, there is no need to do further things. What stops is when you make money with the app. So that is a problem, because normally we have then, when we have an app installation and someone download an app, this is just the starting point. So the starting point is just that many people download an app but never open it up. So, and then we we call this is still a remarketing process, because they never experience our app. And therefore, you need, as a developer, you need to prepare many push-ups when they download an app. So this is a very important thing to know and to understand. When you create an app, and you have someone who downloads the app, you need to engage with them as fast as possible, so that they experience the app, that they see features, and that you take them on a roadmap where they get all the time chances to interact with your app, and that they are seeing opportunities. Because this is a way how you actually don't need to spend any investments on further marketing budgets to optimize on conversions in an app, to purchase, to get more coins for a game or whatsoever. What you really need to understand is how to engage them with your game, because they're already inside, and this is starting already when they download it. And this is what lots of app developers are missing out, that they're thinking, oh, they download the app for a reason. No, they don't. They get they know sometimes they are seeing an app, and when they're not clicking right now, maybe they will miss a chance, or they will forgot it, or whatever, found them interested, but then they don't find the link, so they download it. And then they don't care about it because they need to work or do some other stuffs. Yeah, and to make the communication between your app from the back end and from me as a marketing expert, that we are always 100% at the same time. We have here a deep linking, so that we can really track everyone around that process. Yeah, and then just with this small feature, like the SDK for app installations and the pixel for webs, this is how you can make a break even, because you have the algorithm to find people who will action rather than just clicking or viewing. And this is a big difference. This is a game changer. All right, thanks. This is it. Yeah, let me just do this. I hope everyone is still awake, because I skipped one question because no one was responding to me, and I don't like to put someone on the spot. But I had a quiz for you actually prepared. So it was this slide that I jumped over. So do anyone knows the difference between these providers here? We see here, why is it here so that is LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook? Why are these social media platforms, why are they here? And why is not Google here inside? Anyone has an answer? Everyone unmuted? Okay. Do you see, you guys are seeing all the picture, right? I know that Anna knows the answer, so it's nice that you you don't answer right now, because I was yeah. So no one knows the answer. So the slide basically it's going here, or the essential one, or what it's tricky for me is to track when I do Facebook ads for different devices, so that I still have a user from a mobile phone, a desktop, and a tablet. So what the unique thing is with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn, is that we have the unique user. So no one, it's not because Facebook is so smart against Google, because the pixel was created from Google, right? So without Google, there is no Facebook pixel or SDK or whatever. So the thing is that no one is sharing Facebook. So when you are on the street with a Google, right? And someone is asking you, where's the theater? You have no problem to take your smartphone and to Google it, right? So, and then I have data here inside, which is not belonging to an individual user, or I have a computer for the entire family. And my wife is looking for lingerie. I'm looking for motorcycles. So you have no idea who am I talking to right now? And with these platforms, you are talking to individual users, and this is why it's so powerful, because instead of talking to one individual, you're talking to 10, 20, 50,000 people, and you try to communicate with them, and these users you want to scale up. That's great. I love this platform. It's really great. It's make fun a ton. So, if anyone has a question? Was I too fast? Shall we run it back? Talk to me, guys. But tell me something, Anna. You said that your students they have already finished their project about their own websites, correct?
Yeah, they should be close to done, or like just finishing up. Yeah.
Is anyone willing to tell me what is the project about, and how you want to ask me how I would advertise it? Or do you know it yourself already?
I can share mine. Oh, unless she wants to.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Oh, okay. So like my website was kind of this website that allowed people to kind of exchange clothes and promote like sustainable shopping and eliminating clothing waste. So like how would you, like, because our kind of target audience would be like young adult female. So like how would you go about marketing that?
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you have a web shop. You have a clear selling point, which is a reusability of the clothings, which is very good. I don't know if you know about about a company from Switzerland. They for every clothing item they will plant a tree, and with this marketing strategy they really entered social media. So when you have it like this, I don't know, maybe when I stop sharing my presentation, maybe you can share your web shop, because every web shop you need to understand where are the where you gain trust or where you are losing trust. And when you create your first web shop, there are always pages that you don't want to let people see them. I had one client of mine from Ireland. She was wasting 1,600 euros with 0 sales on social media because of this. Because when you see the front pages, and she was having a corporate ID or an icon of her shop, and people, and this looks not polished, it looks really rubbish, right? So and what we did was directly to the collection, to certain kind of products, because when you were seeing the shirt itself, it looks terrific. So these pages looked like high end. It was just white. It was really just clean and trustworthy. And then we were doing lots of Instagram stories. We pulled off a Instagram shop, because I think in the US right now you can also purchase one item on Instagram shop, and for every new shop this is a key major factor, because you don't need to bring them on the website, and because imagine that you have a amount of audience, they came to the web shop, they will not come twice. You need to work with a discount to bring them back, right? So you need to have a remarketing strategy, like 10% discount when you touch them second time. And you cannot do this all over, because this will flat your margin and your profit range. So what you need to do is to bring them faster into to electrify them in an emotional way, that they see a product on the story, and then you bring them in the feed, and then in the marketplace, in the shop. so that you go straight to the Instagram shop where they see the product itself, which is very important, so that they see details like you see here my shirt, right? So my inlays have a different one, like the guy here from the Modern Family. You know this guy? So so this kind of thing that you know, okay, this is a fine shirt, it is really high-end quality, how it is sewed, how the design is not a usual design. I have here some chameleons and stuff like this. And this is what you need to figure out, where are my selling points in the collection. And then you need to understand how you gain trust, because in the story, it's more like a friend is sharing it. So it doesn't have these high-end pictures. It needs sometimes just to see in the middle of something that I got the idea that this is from a friend. Or let's say you create a new business, I see your stock, then I trust you because I was seeing all the shirts, right? I know, okay, this is a real deal. It's not that I get money embezzled or something like this. And this is what you need to very critical need to identify yourself, and then you need to work on your advantages, and you need to put the disadvantages in the dark and funnel them around. And then you find it, you know, then you find a way. And this is good always to show or to present websites to friends, and to have a network that they give you their first impressions, because the first impressions are very, very rare and very important, because you work on that so many times. So and then you don't have a fresh mind how people visit it in the first moment. And when you do something like this, like me, what you think the first thing you need to write down, because afterwards in a meeting with 8 colleagues or whatsoever, you can talk everything to heaven and hell, right? You can always have it black and white. You can always find advantages, disadvantages, but it's not about talking something or convince someone to think something. It's about make it happen in a click. And everyone who can do this in a moment, this is key. This is really the key factor. And trust, for instance, is just the pictures, right? When it looks good, like the product pictures, and when you combine it with a nice model, and here's something, when you know which age is your target group, then the model needs to be the same age. You cannot have fashion for older people and put a young Naomi Campbell inside of the clothes. Makes no sense. So you always need to mirror yourself. It's the same with nutrition, sports, athletes. When I'm a man and I want a six-pack, I want to see a man, you know, I want to see the He-Man, and then the opposite around. And this is that you need to understand, that you always mirror your audience on social media. Cool. Thanks for that, Vanessa.
Thank you for answering.
No problem. My pleasure. I beg your pardon? All right. All right. Okay. So for educational products, which are very growing right now because of the pandemic and stuff, a huge interest about that. So here's a tricky part about that. That is always a try and error. I have seen so many strategies how it is working. People just one time they really write something like a letter about their history and how they changed their lives. Then you already know about all the videos about, hey, are you sick of that and this? Why are you going in that close to work in the traffic? Blah blah. Do your own path and stuff like that. I show you how to be famous, rich, and happy. People don't buy it. That's the problem. People don't buy it. So what people buy in educational thing is that you give them tips that they can use straight away. This is how you create a connection. So don't tell them, hey, I have the holy grail how to make your life better. No one is believing it, because my past 16 years life shows me different, and I just see 20 seconds of it. It's too good to be true, right? So in all the surfing videos and stuff right now, I'm hanging out of the beach, kumbaya my whole life. No, it's not working this way, because the majority experience something different. And you just believe what you see around the corner and around yourself. So when you want to get to market with an educational product, you need to have something that people can use and value and treasure in a heartbeat. So that you have some tips and tricks how you can organize their life better. What you think for you is common sense, but for them may be valuable. And then you need to start the chat and the community, and then you will sell yourself in the chat room. And then here comes the tricky part, so that you're not stuck in the chat and will be a lifetime changer for free forever, and how to get it to clients. And of course, when you have an audience room, let's say I would be not today here, I would be, let's say, for big web marketing conventions, and then I'm on the stage and I shine myself bright and I have a better light than I have right now and stuff, right? So then I'm on that stage, and then people maybe buy my stuff or not. But it's also not so easy to do so, because even when you think of this masterclass, I think masterclass, it gives for everything, gives for directors, for every kind of industrial jobs. They have a masterclass, and not everyone is going there, because people are used to get education for free. That's a big problem because of the internet. You can actually get any information when you dig a little bit deep enough. You can get any information yourself in the internet, but not everyone is that way. Not everyone was born this way, and not everyone will have the mindset to do so, or they need motivation and everything like this. So what you need to do is first to inspire them, that they like you as a person, and therefore you need to be what you are, be yourself. And then you need to show them first what you are doing, so that they see that you are a successful person and that they don't need your money. That's the second one. And then that you always have something valuable that you are just share. And when I see something and something cross my mind, I share it all the time, because sooner or later it comes back. Everyone teach everyone. So this is what I believe in, and yeah, that's why I'm here today. So, and the other thing was, hang on, it was okay. Yeah, I think I answered the question, right? Because I think Vanessa has had an online shop. I think it's not getting any closer to an online shop, but I think I cover some angles how you can go to market with an educational product.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
I just have a question. My team, we're working on an initiative to connect the public and healthcare workers. So we're trying to get the public to donate. So how do you think we could reach out to the a public, especially because we're nonprofit? Are there any specific ways?
Yeah, so here's a deal with a nonprofit. There are big companies that consider themselves as a NGO or a nonprofit organization. There are lots of people there. They try to get a jump, to get famous because of that, right? So what you need, this is what, I don't know if you remember the slide where I say when you want to disrupt innovation inside of industry, you need an alliance. So you need to see that you get a partner behind you, that people trust it faster, that they say, okay, we got already a big brand that is sponsoring this and that, and we need your additional help, because then you're quite 50% there. So like we are today, we were talking about, okay, how MetroHacks is getting sponsorship. They put all the emails out, go to LinkedIn and write messages and stuff like this. And I can tell you from my experiences from the Web Summit, that lots of businesses are doing this, me included. So what you need to do is just to network every day, have a pitch message where you describe what you want, that you little bit know what this guy was that you're referring to, so that you're really not blindsided, that you come with a direct approach to them, and that you maybe ask them who is the guy, you know, from the sponsorship, who, if he can connect dots or whatsoever, or send it forward or something like this, is even better than going to a website and write the info at mail. It makes absolutely no sense to do that. And then when you are lucky, maybe they will bite. But in terms of raising money, you have, of course, Indiegogo, you have what is it? Here, Kickstarter, and many other platforms, where your risk is a minimum. Of course, when you raise your funds, you need to factoring in the 7% for the platform, right? But the only thing that you need is a great presentation, and then bring people to the Kickstarter video. So therefore, what you do is on social media, for instance, you have a video like in short intro, what you want to do. And here is about cutting, right? That you cut off in the right moment, that people go from social media to Kickstarter or Indiegogo. And this is the same with a game. We have on Facebook, when you program your app on HTML5, you have an opportunity to have a playable app. That means your game that you already have, you can play it in an ad. So you can start to play the ad. So the thing is to stop the ad, that the people want to play a little bit longer, right? To download the app. So this is a tricky part. This is a tricky part. I had this once where you roll some dices, and then we figure out which numbers of dices brings people more to download. So we tested different setup of dice, so different numbers. And don't ask me which number was the key one right now, right? Because it's already 1.5 years ago. But this was so interesting. How people, I think with 2 and 5 was something that was better than you have a pair. And that was just, you know, that was horrifying, because there was always like a little bit, some milliseconds, right? Then you change the dice numbers and stuff like this. And for you, it's really just that when you have a guy who is presenting the business, that people love him, that really people love him, or her, sorry, him or her. So sorry, yeah, we are so that we really people love the host. And then that you get as fast as possible a sponsor, a big sponsor, to gain trust, so that you are not alone. That was the same with me when I had the project live, right? I had no understanding of bio-nanotechnology, absolutely zero understanding. And the thing, what I knew was, when I go to Web Summit, they will never take me alone. So what I knew was, I need someone from the industry, and I had just 3 phone numbers. So I just have 3 phone numbers, and that was German numbers. So Germans are not famous for innovation, and in agriculture, -1 million. So, and then had a chance to get in touch with a guy. He was working for a German company, but he was also he has a background from the Ukraine, right? So he has a different mentality, and he was from Hamburg. So he was more from this international mindset. And then I had a university in Noida, India. And then I make an alliance with the UNESCO in Brazil, Sao Paulo. So with this setup, I was invited to Shenzhen. And I was starting it from absolutely zero understanding of bio-nanotechnology. It was a woman. It was my wife. She came up with this idea. And I was, because I'm married to her, I was forced to make the investor relation. And yeah, we brought it quite fast.
Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. No problem. And for sales, sale rule number 1, a discount never ever to a cold audience. Discounts always in a dark post for remarketing, or for an audience that already engaged and knows and treasured your product. So first, they need to value your product. And when they maybe think, I'm not sure 100%, then you smash them with the discount, and then you combine it with Valentine's Day, St. Paddy's Day, Eastern, whatsoever in the world, so that they understand and believe it more just by this seasonal occasion. Just remember that never go for a cold audience with a discount. No one interested in 10% or whatsoever when they not treasure or value your product. So always discounts for a cold audience, or Black Friday. Black Friday, everything is possible. Okay, Black Friday, put all your money on the right auction and then boom. But never ever, please don't do that. You just will waste your money and you get so depressed. Take your time to build it up. And the algorithm, because many people, let me just say, don't waste too much in the first stages on Facebook and Instagram. Don't waste your money. When you know what creators are working without money, or a little money, like $5 or a couple of US dollars, and you know this setup is valuable for this audience, then you can do it, right? Then you can say, okay, with this audience, I work right now with larger budget, but never go on a cold audience with a discount.